I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
My dad always used to tell me that if I had a bad attitude on court, I would never live to see myself become the tennis player I want to be. And I'd always assumed that that applied to everybody. It didn't just mean the tennis court, it meant the basketball court, the football field, and all of that. But the older I'm getting now, I'm starting to see that that isn't always the case. For example, this guy right here, Marcos Baghdadis, aka the Racket Breaker, he's top 10 in the world. And the reason I'm pointing him out is because it's people like him that have ruined the idea for me that in order to get the results that I wanted, I had to have a good attitude. So, after I found out that I didn't need to have a good attitude in order to win, I acted out whenever I felt like it. I would come to practice with a bad attitude. If I lost, I'd have a bad attitude. If I lost a point, I would have a bad attitude. And I didn't ever see a problem with it as long as I was winning. Winning is what justified my bad attitude. It wasn't until I came to college that I started to become aware of this problem. But instead of telling you this problem, I'll let you figure it out for yourself. Which do you prefer? Winning or losing? Now, I'm going to assume you're a normal person and that you would pick winning. Now, if you were the coach of a team, would you prefer players with good attitudes or bad attitudes? Again, I'm going to assume that you're a normal person and that you would have picked good attitudes. Let me go ahead and apologize for the sound quality of this next part. I asked my teammate AJ to leave the locker room for a little bit so I could do this interview, but instead, he decided to take a shower and leave the door open. And just so you get an idea, this is what happened the last time I asked him to help me do something video related.
Naked.
And no, he's not supposed to be naked. Attitude or bad attitude?
Good attitude.
Okay.
Of course.
Let me set up a hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Let's say you have two players on your team. You're the coach, and there's one last spot open to put on the field or the court or whatever.
Sure.
Guy A has a horrible attitude. He doesn't listen to you often. He makes for a kind of bad atmosphere on the team, but he is great at his position. What he does will give you the best chance of winning.
So he's a horrible teammate, but he's really good.
Yes. And then there's guy B, who has a awesome attitude. He does all the extra things you tell him to, even though he doesn't have to. And he kind of knows how to play, but he's not going to give you the best chance of winning.
Okay.
Who do you put on the field? You personally.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry if this bugs you, but I actually don't want you to hear my captain's answer. By now, you should see the problem. I've played my whole season, and it's coming to an end here, and I've time and time again seen the crazy talented psychopath out on the court, while the not-so-talented but incredible person sit cheering from the bench. And why is that? Why is the nutjob who can hit a ball, throw a ball, or kick a ball out there playing while the great guy who sits on the bench has to sit on the bench? Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not arguing that the guy sitting on the bench should be out there playing instead of the psychopath, because I like playing just as much as the next guy, and I'm not trying to sit myself down. What I'm saying is, why is winning, or results for this case, more important than the quality of the person? And for those of you that are thinking, well, why should I care? It's just sports. No, it can be applied to real life just as easily. Say there's two guys in an office. One gets a lot of work done and is an asshole, and the other one doesn't get so much work done, but he's a great guy. I'm not trying to make an argument or force my beliefs on you. I'm just trying to ask a question. What is more important? Is winning, our results, is performance more important than the person you actually are?
That you feel the same. I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world